Beautiful day, beautiful sky with a very little patch of cloud. Let's start the beautiful day with our prayers. Good to see you all, and may the Divine Mother, our beloved Gurudev, Paramahansa Yogananda, Yukteswar Girilari Mahasaya, Sri Swami Sri Vivekananda, Holy Mother Sharada,
It's 11
Paramahansa
o'clock.
Ramakrishna, bless us all that this day be divine. Everything that we learn, we utilize it in our life and distribute it to everyone so that they too change the life. And you and I become like the big banyan tree in India, the Californian redwood, tallest tree in the world, and shelter many who needs looking after, taking care. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyoti gamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh Mother, we are real. We are the Supreme. Hold our hand but take us from unreal to real, which are the dilution of who we are. Through the time and the modernization of the systems and the world of technology has diluted our mind with things. Take us from darkness of ignorance to the light of wisdom, to knowingness. Take us from death to immortality. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Today, I was just reflecting that there is a beautiful analogy of if I take a stone is what our day-to-day problems, our chores, and in which we have sufferings and sickness and disease and misery and relationship problem and money problem and children problem, not listening to us problem, and everything else. And there is apparently no limit. Have you realized? And we are crying and crying and crying. We are forgetting to live a life where Kabir in his Doha had said, Jab hum paida hue, hum roe. When I was born, I cried. Zindagi aisa hi ho, कि जब हम चले दुनिया रोए हम हंसे. The world should cry when I leave my body, and I should smile and laugh that I have lived my life for the services of the people, the world around. Have you noticed if a baby is crying, let's say 6-month, 10-month-old baby is crying, and mother, whatever she's doing, mother will leave her work just by hearing that sound and will have a peep at the baby. And if she finds the baby is just howling like that, she doesn't pay attention, because she knows if she does pay attention, the baby will keep on crying and crying and crying and crying. And I have seen, in our 24 years of children, there has been mothers. The baby is always crying, and the mother is always trying to pacify. And you and I call spoiled brat. Why? Mothers are born and the babies are born to that same mother to be given attention. Yes, of course, but the attention has to be given with control. The supreme divinity, unified field, the cosmos, God, divine mother, Babaji, our gurus, and God, and Allah, and Christ, and Krishna, and whatever name you call, they're always with us. Sarva Vyapi, everywhere present. Anantam, infinitely placed in overall time. Advaitam, one alone. There are not too many. How have you and I become too many? Because we have chosen to be led by our mind. I wish to share with you a little bit of some of the messages that I keep getting. So what do we do? Purify the mind. You remember the very famous training the elephant? When the elephants are caught from the forest, they're wild. Imagine a tusker, very difficult to handle. And if the rider Mahout sits on top of it, elephant can easily throw him out or roll on the ground and crush him. But that elephant is put in a place called Khadi. The training, little wooden, thick wooden pillars, and in which the elephant is brought in and it is closed in all three sides. Top is open, of course, and the back is open. He's brought in and the back is put down. Now he can't move. Neither can he go forward, nor can he go back, and he can't move to the left and right because there are not only those blocks, if he tries to move, there are spikes and it pierces his skin. So he stops moving. And from there, progressively, the rider, the Mahout, who's the trainer, keeps on coming to the elephant and keeps on making friends, giving food to eat and talk to the elephant. And as the time goes, the elephant listens. And then he is taken out of the cut. And then he's placed with an iron chain around his foot. Once again, if he pulls, it has got spike inside. It pierces the foot. Then he stops pulling. But now he's more amiable than the earlier, without bothering. Earlier was what? Without bothering for the pain, he will try to break everything. Unmanageable. And now slowly the trainer, the Mahout, sits on top of him. And soon enough, just by a gentle pressure of the ankle of the foot of the trainer, the elephant knows whether to go straight or turn to the left or turn to the right. Even if there is a banana plantation to the right and the elephant wants to go and start eating, the Mahout just turns it away. Elephant listens and not gives in to the greed of the world that is thrown around on him. And this is what is happening to you and me. The simile is our mind is just like that. I am sharing with you a little bit of slides. And so today's topic, I wish you to start to look into it as upgrade your version of the mind, update your apps, which are the various attitudes. We are the supreme. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atman Brahman. We hear so many of those Mahavakyas. And we are told, don't waste your time on Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram. There is the father is telling the son, he is just walked in and he finds son is sitting with a report card. And he comes and says, you got your report? You didn't tell me, and snatches it. Son is about to say, father. He said, wait. And he starts looking at it. He said, Is this what I am sending you to schools for? You got only 69 in maths? He said, Father, he said, shut up. You're not working, not studying at all. He said, Father, that is not my report card. He said, yeah, then whose report card is it? He said, Father, it's your report card. I found it in the attic, upstairs in the storeroom. Always we are being bombarded with the conditions around us. We're talking about upgrade your version, update your apps, or various things. Mano buddhi chitta ahankar, Shankaracharya's word. Ego, the biggest I. It's not only iPhone, iMac, iPad. It is that I paid and I want and I like and I dislike. I don't want and I want. It's continuously going on in our mind. I am not being respected. I am not loved. I'm always thinking selfishly about that little I. Going in from there, making the choices. It is not the situation in life which is the problem. It is the way we face the situation and make our choices for action which makes the change. Situation may be the same, but notice two people see it differently. I often think about our grandmas and grandfathers. Father and the mother is very upset about the child doing well, not doing well, or doing marginally well. But grandma says, it's okay, he'll be all right. Just give him a little time. Our ego, the biggest boulder, a pond and a bucket of water. If I take that stone and throw it in the bucket of water, the bucket will break, it will fall down, all the water will be spilled. I put it now into the pond. Not very big pond, a typical like say half the society size pond. It'll make a splash, it'll make some ripple, but hardly to be noticed. And now if you put it into a river, even lesser. And what if you put it into an ocean of water? Hardly people will notice, not even look at it. So the stones are the situations in our life increase the quantum of the quality and the quantum. Upgrade your apps of the mind. Mind, intelligence, buddhi, mano, buddhi, chitta, memory, ahankar, ego. Change them. Automatically, you will find a different world is opening up to you. This is the modern world. Notice how the upgrade your version and update your apps is good. They're listening to it, the modern guys and girls, but it is garbled and version. Opportunity is there. So in which changing is one thing which is constant. Have you noticed? We all are born. We did not choose our parent as the world says, the Western mind says. We did not choose our situations, the problems which came into our life. But the ancient masters have given us one is that you did choose your parent. You only don't know about it. You say, I have not chosen my face. I'm born like this. It's because of the genetical issue of my parent. Now, as per Vedanta, you have chosen even before your mom and dad got married. You chose that they will be married and I will be born to them. You chose how you would look. Supposing this is called boomerang karma. Karma, I've got many branches of karma. Kriyavana karma, prarabdha karma, like that. Boomerang karma is whatever we do, it comes back to me. So before, supposing in your last, as per most religion today talks about a life after death. There is a life. Almost all religion talks about it. And say, if you do good this time, you will live a good life there. But what are we talking about as a Kriyaban Advaitavadis? We are saying, hey, divinize your life now and live that heaven here now. Why wait for heaven? Where is this? Our pundits and many teachers, leaders, the mullahs, they will say what? The spiritual priest will say what? If you do good, then you will go to heaven. If you do bad, you will go to hell. And surely God's punishment will be severe. And if you do good, I'll give you more. And that's the heavenly promise which goes on to us. With this background, is if you, what is this upgrade your version? Is the practices. You know, the ancient in the Indian Air Force, as some of you know, I'm an Indian Air Force fighter pilot and proud to be with the training that they're given. There used to be one statement: be an officer, be a gentleman. Officer and a gentleman. They don't have small mind. Officer meaning what? Big-hearted. Somebody came and said, hey, what is this shirt, Robin, you're wearing? I should be able to say, you like it? Come, take it. Don't worry. I have a mother who will give it to me. This mother may have been at that time my biological mother. Today we have the supreme spiritual mother who would give. I often have said, if a beggar comes to you like this, or anybody comes to you like this is what? Say you're studying in your table, a friend will not come like this. What does this mean? It means comes and sits down and said, hi, what's happening? What are you doing? That means what? My friend has nothing to do. So he wants to come and do it with you. What? Nothing. Learn to get rid without being rude. You smile. And what does he want? He wants a little goodness from you. A little time from you. What are the material seeker, like the beggars, so-called? Everybody seeking something. You forgot my anniversary. My husband, my wife says to me, what does that mean? It meant I did not pay adequate attention. And if I did pay attention, have you noticed most of us, we are sitting together. There is a bunch of almost 15 odd, teenager. They came down from all over the world to have a very special father, mother's anniversary, 50th anniversary. And it's not only father and the mother's children, but the brother's children, sister's children, brother and the sister, everybody congregated. And one of the friend who happened to be a kind of a disciple of this champion, sir, he was saying, sir, everybody there, when we were sitting, all were only busy with their mobile and looking at it and carrying on doing it, sending messages and WhatsApp. And once in a while paying attention and looking where? Not looking straight at you and talking. So when you're with the people, with your family members, with your wife, with your husband, with your children, don't just divert your mind into a little apps or a little screen. There is work time, there is screen time, there's family time, there's dinner time, there's breakfast time. Use that time for that moment. You'd be surprised how much more effective update your body. Have you noticed how much we are good? Not bad, I did it. Learning. We're spending a lot of time in detoxing our stomach and going in for a gluten-free diet. We spend a lot of time on that. Tell me, we love good foods. We need to retain water. But notice our body system has got a system, that good food that we eat and that water that we drink, it doesn't keep on holding on to our body. If it did, we will bloat and we are going to not be able to eat or drink anymore. So the nature has provided, Divine Mother, God, Guru, and the nature have given us a system where there is an automatic dispersing of the water and the detoxing our body through the food. But notice our mind, just like that boulder in the pond and the boulder in the ocean and the river, just like that, we are getting a lot of stuff, but there is no way to how to, that anxiety, anger, jealousy, greed, small-mindedness, pettiness, there is no nature system to throw it away. But dear champion devotees, there is a system, and our ancient rishis talked about, and that is that upgrading your apps, meaning the way we are right now, upgrading your version, upgrading your app, change it by practicing those systems. Practice abhyasa yoga. Just like you pay attention, see how much attention we pay for, just calculate in your mind, in your own mind, think about it, reflect on it. Our intention is here to share so that you reflect and think and change your way. So you become that giant. Deeper the root, the taller would be the tree. Giant, and give it to the people. Share it with others. This, the time that we are spending, money that we are spending in looking good, handsome, good clothes, good muscles. I heard one of the monk in the Himalaya, one of the Delhiite had gone down to, little north of Rishikesh towards Rudraprayag, Devaprayag, and was asking this monk, Maharaj, I just don't know. You've given me certain exercises, like we do the Kriyaban exercises, and said, I'm doing those exercises. Do I need to still go to the gym? So the Maharaj smiled and he said, don't mind, okay? Those of you fond of gym. He said, भैंस के जैसे मसल बना के क्या होगा? अंदर को साफ करो. He said, can you see that river? And they were sitting at the bank of the river Ganga. Bhagirathi, Alakananda comes and joins in Devaprayag and becomes river Ganga. Till then, they were Bhagirathi and Alakananda. They come together and join up, called Triveni. He said, look at that river. And this was the time, which was this season, rainy season coming up. And there were a lot of trees and garbage and all, everything coming down the river and torrential and very fast current. He says, our mind is generally like that. A businessman mind, a worldly mind, a family person's mind, generally like that. Not everyone. I know some of you are so divine. He says, this water is so bad, you cannot drink it now. And you can't even cross the river. You will be swept away. And a few days back, somebody died also there, was trying to cross the river. He said, you can't even cross it now. It's dangerous. This is aisa hi vishay ka man hai. He said, vishay, those who are after matter, material, money, business, prosperity, and this physical mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankar, or the mind and the body and the name and the form and the fame, which we are racing for. He said, you come in winter. This river is small and it is crystal clear. If I throw some coins, you can see it from the top. And this water is so good. You would love to drink it. It's so pure. And you can cross. And this water is so good that you carry it in a jerry can all the way to Delhi or Pune. During that season, I have some very good monk friend who lives in the cave there. I request them. And whenever any devotee comes back to Pune or something like that, I tell them, please send me some water. That water is so good. I am amazed. You know what? If you take your water, which you get, even detox water that you get from your filtration system, keep it in a bottle, not in the refrigerator, outside. Keep it for 1 week, 15 days, the water will taste smell. And it will smell, it will also taste foul. But the water I've got from there, including Kailash Manasarovar, I must be having it for more than 15 years. Though some of them are a little younger, but 15 years plus I've got water, which tastes as good as it was. This is how the pure mind is when it is detox mind. This is what the Maharaj was saying, that you should make your mind detox. Upgrade your version means that, going into that. And there is one lady monk is teaching her disciples who has come down, and she said, look, whatever I tell you, you have to do that. So they said, now breathe in, teaching pranayama and meditation. So they took the breathe in, and then she went into her own trance. She said, breathe in. She didn't say breathe out. And they are all holding and finding it going to suffocate, but they don't want to let go because the guru has said, don't let go till I tell you. And then after some time, the lady comes up, there must be some few minutes, and gets up and smiles, says, now breathe out. And they breathe out and said, whoo. Then how did it feel? This is what you're doing with the junk which comes to our mind all the time. We are holding on to them. And we are finding faults with people. The moment I find fault with people, all I'm doing is finding actually the fault in me. And I seeing the people as the reflection of my mind. So I find fault in everyone. Look at the grandma. I just give an example. Look at the saintly people. Saintly people don't have different mind. They feel you and them are one. I am Atman Brahman. Only one Brahman alone exists. Only one God alone exists. Call Jal, Pani, Tanni, water. You in French, all are water. Call Allah, Christ, Krishna, Divine Mother, God, Jehovah, whatever. One God. And that oneness, the purification of mind, they don't find fault in other people. So it is the lack of self-control, lack of managing the situation, our reaction to the situation makes us consumer. A beautiful statement. You know, we are slaves to our mind. How many of you, don't have to tell me, just think, how many of you like to wake up first thing in the morning as you get your alarm bell, 3:30, 4 o'clock? I know many of you must be doing it because I see some of your messages at about 4:30, 5 o'clock coming in the WhatsApp when I am doing something else and the mobile happened to be there and something comes in and I look at, okay, somebody is sending a good message about spiritual message. This world has enough for everyone. But what have we become? Because of the poor state of our mind, we have become consumers and hoarders and polluters. So suddenly this beautiful world becomes polluted. Instead of hoarder, become giver. Instead of I, that ego, become you. It's very easy to say, how do I do that? I love to. I love to get up in the morning. But have you noticed we are such a slaves of our mind that the moment the alarm bell is that clock, it's got a beautiful button. All the clocks have given this. What do? I press it to snooze. Mind is already taken over. First thing in the morning, I'm just waking up with a beautiful sleep, deep sleep. Mind is calm, peaceful. Don't snooze. At that time, you could do two exercises. Beautiful. I find it very good. First, be grateful to the supreme divinity, to your family members, to your wife, to your husband, to the children, and say, may I be able to look at you as God, my gratitude to the supreme divinity. And two, just tighten the entire body muscle from toe to the scalp and relax. Do it 3 times. And just see your snooze button does not have to be pressed anymore. You can easily get up. Mano buddhi chitta ahankar. This is what Shankaracharya was trying to tell. Bapu Gandhi, father of our country, he said something beautiful. There is enough in this world towards our need. There is enough in this world, in this universe, towards what we need. But there is never enough for what one person's greed. Need enough for everyone, but for one person's greed, it is not enough. And notice our chahat, our greed is continuously growing. This is what it means by making the root deeper. Deeper the root, taller would be the tree. The roots cannot be seen. In the ancient Vedanta, root of our human tree is up. The roots are up, unlike a normal tree in the world outside. It is down. It is hidden. You can't see it. Our mind, our manas, and our all those memory, chitta, buddhi, intelligence, they're all inside. They get expression the way we work and we talk. Have you realized a butterfly? It's called metamorphosis, for caterpillar to a butterfly. You and I can be at any state, but we have the potential to be that free person, that butterfly. And all we have to do is do that Abhyasa Yoga, follow what our ancient masters have said, what comes to you from inside of the mind. You know, the scientists tried to break open the cocoon to help the caterpillar becoming a butterfly. And just because the caterpillar did not do it on its own, it did become, depending on the time when it was broken, scientists did it approximately correct time, but the butterfly became weak, winged, and died. You know, this is the eagle, the mountain eagle. I don't know if you all are aware, America has their bald-headed eagle as their national bird. We have peacock, right? And this eagle in India, Himalayan eagle, they know exactly when the eaglings, they stay in a high precipice where slightest movement, the eaglings can fall off and die, but they don't. They only wait for the mother's wing vibrations to come. They know mother will come and feed us food. And they start opening their mouth, and with their eyes, they're blind. They take a lot of time to, I think 6 weeks for their eyes to open up and be able to see. This eagling knows when the goat grows up, like something like the picture that you're seeing here. And the mother eagling gives a push do the eagling. And mother knows exactly when. Just like the mother knew that if I have to pay attention to this crying baby, baby is going to carry on crying. So in our prayer, when you got a big list of demands, some of them may get approved by mother, some of them may not. No, always mother knows best. No, the eagle mother knows when. And the mother pushes the eagling and they fall off the cliff. It may be 15, 20,000 feet. And it falls and shrieking out of fear and sees the ground rushing up. Suddenly it spreads its wing. And the falling reduces and it flaps its wing and soon enough soars up. And Mother Eagle is watching there and soars up and joins Mother Eagle. This is the potential which is hidden within us by the ancient Shastras and the masters. The yoga, chitta duksha vritti nirodha. It is there. Babaji is saying, Krishna is telling Arjuna in the 6th chapter, Swalpam apayasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Babaji is also telling all the devotees, just little bit of this Kriya Yoga, if you do practice Abhyasa Yoga sincerely, just see the changes that will come. Such giant of changes will happen. 4 paths. Bhakti Yoga, love for God, in which theistic God is out there, I am out here. And this is what most of the religion priests and teachers and gurus teach us. That if you do good, God is up there, you will go to heaven. So this is what? Place. I am here, you'll go to heaven. That's another place. When you die, that means what? Time. So after a place, after a time, like that. Bhakti. Karma. If your mind is restless, continuously getting garbage thought, try to find out faults with people all the time and picking at others' fault, finding fault with situation. Why me? Do pure karma yoga without expectation. Hey, start with your own wife, your husband, your parent, your children, your servants, your drivers. Try with everyone. I know you're doing it, but make it stronger and stronger. Have you realized one thing? A stone may lie for 1,000 years under the water, but it never melts. It still retains its stone. That should be the faith of you and me toward the Supreme in the Raja Yoga and then the Jnana Yoga. We say it should blossom, it should happen by itself. It doesn't happen by itself. Yes, there are many things happen by nature, by itself. And if you let it go by itself, we will also. It is given and quoted. Everyone will reach oneness with Brahman, God Supreme. Will do. But we may take 400 lakhs of birth or millions of birth. But if you practice, then this birth alone is good enough. And this is called the Abhyasa Yoga. We need to, in the Jnana Yoga, in the Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Supposing a TV show is disturbing you, it's horror film, and you don't want to see it. So what do? You change the channel. Now, go to a better channel. I don't want to see this gory scene. Or what do? Pull off the plug, switch off the TV. Jnana Yoga is saying, you don't have to pull off the TV. Just know it's a film. Enjoy the film. Swami Vivekananda is saying, you keep saying you are one, you're one, you're one. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atman, Brahman, Prajnana, Brahman. Tat Tomasi. We are saying it, Mahavakyas. But it's so difficult. Suddenly to say the world doesn't exist and I am the one consciousness, when I'm conscious, I perceive the world. So the whole world is my consciousness. This is what we're talking about. How do you realize that? Vivekananda is saying, divinize your life. Hey, enjoy the duality. Enjoy the world. Enjoy the duality. But how? Divinize your life. See God in every one of them, in every one of the thing. Divinize and act accordingly. This is Jnana Yoga. You have many in the Bhakta Yoga. You have the Dasa Bhav, Hanumanji, Ramachandran. You have the Sakha Bhav, whether Sudama and Krishna, or Hanumanji, or Ramachandran. You have the Vatsalya Bhav, Krishna and Yashoda Mata. You have Prema Bhav, Radha and the Krishna. And like that, there are many in which we're talking about today. %10 of the practices, if we just do, there are various types of yogas available. Ramadevji's yoga, you breathe in and you breathe out. They're also good. It gives you good health. Every process, the great masters say, let there be as many religion, as many human beings in this world, but let all go. If you go down the Mumbai Expressway, you see tens and hundreds and thousands of cars that are going. Where are they all going? You stop at a traffic crossing point and say, everybody doing vroom, vroom, red light is on. And the moment red light changes to the green and zoom, everybody goes. Where are we going? Where are everybody going towards the expressway? We know we are going to Mumbai. Maybe somewhere on way path, some other destination on the way, go off to Goa or Panvel or something like that. But we know this is the track. You and I have been blessed with the supreme of the supreme Raja Yoga. 108 types, 108th one is the Kriya Yoga, which Babaji got it from Krishna and many others, Surya, Manu, and he given it through Lahari Masa, Yukteswar Giri, Yogananda, and all of us have been blessed. We got the message of the Vedanta. Have you realized there is an utter reluctance in everyone to know a little bit about Vedanta? Tell me, you see in Ashok Stamba written, Satyameva Jayate, meaning what? Truth shall always make you win in life. Hold on to truth, purity. Don't tell lies. I was amazed. We are trying to do this. If you come down to a school, and many of you know and do, all four sides of it, as you attend in the receptionist panel, it is written Satyameva Jayate. It's our first reminder, and remember throughout the day, throughout the life, lies will come to your mind because we have been trained and grown up like that. Don't let it get better of you. Say, no, I cannot. No can do. This is what one Chinese gentleman in Beijing, I was passing by and he was standing there, eyes straight, like, Buckingham Palace, those of you seen in England. He was looking straight through. You go move your hand, he's not looking anywhere. So I had my translator. So I asked him, why is he like this? I know in Buckingham Palace why. In China, I didn't know why. He said, we are trained, sir, like this. No can do. The same person wanted to come to India and work in our school for a while and said after 2 years, I have to go back. I said, why? You're just doing so well. He said, no can do. I cannot leave my father and the mother like that. I have to go back and give it. That boy in the sentry's post cannot look here and there. You and I, sitting even from the dearest friend or wife or the husband, we are looking at the mobile, looking there, bored expression, and saying, I'm very spiritual. Don't disturb me. You know, wherever we are, be 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Kriya Yoga, a great masters, is given to us a powerful way. Problems with the TV show, we talked about enjoy the duality. You know, this money with a dollar or Indian rupee has got many names. You give it to an ashrama or a destitute, it's called donation. You give it to a child's fee to the school or your own college fee, you call it tuition fee. When you give it to the, the typical system of the world in India, particularly give it to the husband from the girl's side in India called dowry. And the same marriage, when it breaks off and you go in for a divorce, now you call it an alimony, same money. And when you pay off what you borrowed money, and when you pay it off, it is called debt. And when you have calculated honestly or fraudly and you pay back to the income tax for the money that you're earning and you got, you call it tax. And when you don't pay the tax correctly, it's called fine. Or you jump the traffic light, or COVID-19, police guys are catching you for 500 and 1,000 rupees fine if you have not sufficient cars. And when you retire, and most of the companies today continue to earn the same money with the DA allowance increasing. I get. It's called pension. And when you work very sincerely, hard, or casually, and just making our present and tick mark, whatever you get, you call it my salary. And when you have your company and you give it to people, you call it pay. And when you give it to someone, but the anniversary, you say it's my gift. And when you pay to that income tax guy or the police guy or the corporation guy to hide something that you have done, it's called bribe. And these days, everybody says, without bribe, you can't do anything. Hey, dear devotees, my request is when you give it to someone who needs it, it's called happiness. Spread that money and call it happiness. Money is there. It's meant to be used. It is an energy. Earn the energy, use it only that much. I was amazed and so happy to hear that Bill Gates, only 2% he keeps it for himself and 98% he gave it away. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, it used to be Warren Buffett or Bill Gates going on to the toss. He's opened up a beautiful, and so has Buckminster Fuller. Buckminster Fuller is the person who came out with the theory that all children are born genius. And we spend the first 6 years of their life de-geniusing them. You and I went to school only at 6 years. I was already de-genius. My mom and dad loved me very much, but they didn't know. So money is not bad. Use money to spread happiness and don't let the money get to you. You get the money and use it. So the 4 A's practices. Abhay, be fearless. Why? Because I'm pure. I don't tell lies. I follow purity. I follow truth. I'm kind and caring. You will be having fearless mind. Abhay. Ahimsa, don't be hurtful, either by mind, thoughts, or actions, or words. Either way, don't create pain. Create joy and happiness. Asanga. What is asanga? Sunlight. Unattached. Falls on a dirty something lying on the road or a dead body, it doesn't get polluted, it doesn't smell bad. Sunlight is sunlight. It falls on a pitcher of wine or a beer, it is still not toxic. It doesn't get drunk. And it falls in holy river Ganga or any holy water of whatever faith and belief. It doesn't get holier either. It is always unattached. And this is called Asanga. Dhruv, the pole star, he was born to a king. When he was 5 years old, it was while playing around, and one day the king was married to the first wife, whose son was Dhruv, a great name, pole star. He's in the sky. Dhruv went running to father to say, Father, Father, I want to sit on your lap. Father was also married, second time married, a very pretty looking lady and lots of good mannerism and also little temper and demand. Their name is Suruchi. Suruchi's son was also born, and Suruchi's son was sitting on father's lap. Dhruv went to, and father was a nice father, king. He tried to pick up. Suruchi mother came and said, no. Aditi, mother of Dhruv, was living in another palace, and king was living in Suruchi's palace. She came and said, no, Dhruv, when you are born as my son, then only will sit on father's lap and become the king. Otherwise, my son will be, though younger, will become the king. And Dhruv said, but mother, she said, nothing but. You are not my son. Father was so paranoid and scared, and he loved his Suruchi wife, that he didn't want to create displeasure in her mind, so he kept quiet. And pained in his heart, he was a good father. He went away, Dhruv, and when running, and Aditi, mother, seeing Dhruv, realized, and she sat down on her knee and gave a hug to Dhruv, 5 years old, small boy. He said, don't be pained by your biological father. You get connected to your supreme father, the father of the universe, the God. And he listened to her and practiced his tapasya. Narada Muni came and gave him Taraka mantra, and he attained oneness with God. And it is said, as per mythology, that Lord Vishnu came and said, ask me what you want. Dhruv said, first thing, please forgive my Suruchi mother and forgive my father, because they all are actually you. You are in them. So if they are punished, you will be punished. So the Lord Vishnu was so pleased, as per the mythology. He said, you go back to your kingdom. Your father will welcome you. Your mother Suruchi will welcome you, because you've been out for so long and they've realized the mistake they've done. And you become the king. And when you leave your body, you will become the star, which throughout the universe, everybody will look at the star and get their directions from this earth. And that pole star is near the polar bear. Those of you need. So, practice yogas, transferred the human life, and make we are driven by our senses, 5 senses. We get the world, we grab the world. That's a beautiful rose. I grab it and put it into my brain through the eye. The rose doesn't enter my eye. The light reflection enters the cornea, sends it to the little brain neuron, to my brain. That in turn sends that image to the mind. Mind can't do anything unless the consciousness, I have to be conscious and not anesthetized or in coma or in deep sleep. Consciousness sends a tiny bit called reflective consciousness to the mind. Mind picks up that says, this is a rose, Valentine Day. This mind, this journey is all outwards, outwards, outwards. Take the journey within. If you look carefully, I was just reflecting, how much are we always traveling upwards? How much are we spending time in doing our great body, our great food, our great clothes, or looking good, or shaving? How much time are we spending to beautify within? That within, it needs to be beautified. And this is the journey is, every country has got something special. I have 5 minutes left. America, freedom. England, royalty. Japan, technology. Middle East, black dollar. Singapore, a great ethos of work and personality developed through the training through the army. In the Air Force, we were told in the Air Force, not only officer and a gentleman, we were also told, when you sweat in peace, you bleed less in war. If you don't want to bleed when the suffering comes and you're suffering, then spend time now in the Abhyasa Yoga, in your yogic practices, spiritual, purifying yourself. Vivekananda is saying, arise, awake, and stop not. Enjoy the duality, but divinize, optimize, making everybody your God. Automatically, your life now, right now, as per Vedanta, if God is Sarva Vyapi everywhere, God is Anantam all through the time, and God is Advaita one, God is right now here, this moment. You and I should experience it with the devotees across, with my wife, children, parent, my colleagues, and everything and everyone. Enjoy the duality, enjoy the TV, knowing it's a film. Holy Mother, in this particular book, Vedanta for Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda's Guru Mother, is saying, beautiful. Somebody said, come on, Mother, you're talking about Advaita. What is this? This world, you're saying it is not real. How can it be not real? I can touch it, I can hold it, I can see it. When I wake up from sleep and wake up from meditation, even if I go to Samadhi, I had the same thing, all the world. Holy Mother Sharda said something beautiful, and it's given in this book. She said in Bengali, a village Bengal, a beautiful Bangla, very sweet. I'll translate it to you, and those of you Bengali, you understand, you will know. She just smiled and answered, Ta holi ba baba, shapno boito noy. Be that as it may, my son. Baba is my son. Mother is calling him the devotee. After all, it's only a dream. So, caskets of jewels and coffers of gold they might be, but richer than I you can never be, because I have a mother who reads to me. I have a guru who doesn't let me go till the time I practice and purify myself. So this is called Sat, is existence, Chit is the consciousness, and Ananda. So everybody's got something strong. America, freedom. England, royalty. Japan, technology. Back petrol. What about India? Hey, India is famous for your service to the people. Have you noticed a foreigner or a guest comes to you, how you look after them? Look at India's mountain Himalaya, royalty. Look at the spirituality of India, the love. India is the only place where Indian kings and the emperors followed Buddha, who renounced his kingdom. How many people do you know in the world who is renounced? India is the only one who has always followed non-alignment, has followed ahimsa. India is the only country which has not gone and raided another country to win that land. India is the only country which Vivekananda took it to the world and the Western world, 1893, 11 September, and told the world, if only you know who you are. 3 rules by Swami Vidyaranya, writer of the Panchadashi. Very simple. You got all this. I know there are a lot of data, a lot of information. I take a lot of time in preparing it to share with you the joy of this world of being a human being. We're not donkeys, we're not monkeys. But our teachers used to call us, no? Gada, Chua, Bandar, what all? Vidyaranya is saying there are 3 rules. Rule 1 is what we like, we love them because it gives us happiness. What we like, we love them because it gives us happiness. And what we don't like them, we don't like them because it doesn't give us happiness. We despise them. That is rule 1. Rule 2.
It's 12 o'clock.
Whatever we like is 12 o'clock. Few minutes more. Whatever we really like, it gives us happiness. We try to hold on to them. And whatever we don't like, we discard them. Rule 2. Rule 3, a bomb is coming on your way. Those of you who heard the Thursday talk, you may be remembering it. I don't know how many of you heard. Rule 3, starting says nobody likes to die. Is it not true? Those who wanted to commit suicide, no, they commit suicide, but they do not know how to handle a situation. A broken marriage, a terrible insult from in-laws or parents, or discarding a child for doing poor in the examination, or a broken love affairs, or terrible finance condition, or terrible sickness, disease. We like to end our life. And he said, let this be over. Never, never allow anyone to talk to them because they don't know. As per the ancient Vedanta, if you do that, you're going into a worse life because there is an afterlife and there is a rebirth. You will be reborn with a worse situation. Now, look carefully. Nobody wants to die. Why? Look carefully. We like ourselves so much and we love ourselves. We like to do good work and earn a lot of money. Why good work? Because it gives us money. Why do we love money? Vidyarannas, by the way, those days, 700 years ago, Panchadashi. Why do we like money? Money buys us, allows us to buy things, to give it to my husband, to my wife, to my children. Why? Because they love it when they get a gift from my money and from my willingness to give it to them. And because they love them, I feel happy and good. So that is why I love money. And that is why, but all this is coming to why? Because I love my family and I love to do something for them. Even if you're doing social service, you're giving it to destitutes, orphanages, poor people, sick people, sending money. You do that because it gives you happiness. It gives you elation. I've done something nice. You feel good. Yes, it does. But there are many who does it selflessly. They do it just because they get a message to do it and they do it. Like an Amazon.com delivery guy. That delivery guy just gives it to you. He's not bothered what is there inside the package. You just give it. We are that package. A beautiful gift. We need to give it to the world and give it to the people. We don't want to die because we love ourselves. And we hold on to ourselves because that happiness, that joy is within me. Even if it is to a destitute or to my family members, through the money, buying gift, basically it comes down to that ananda, sat chit ananda, that ananda happiness is within me. What if I know how to tap into that happiness, ananda? Then I am Satchidananda. I'm always happy. Great masters. Jesus Christ, neck was chopped off. Yet he says, God, they do not know what they're doing. Forgive them. Vivekananda says, if only you know who you are, truly, let us do this awakening session. And we know that all things lead to that happiness, Ananda Prapti. This consciousness is that light which gives, like the Halley's Comet, sunlight. You can see my hand. Why? because the light is falling on it. If the light wasn't there, my hand can't be seen. And the hand is there, there is no light, it's pitch dark, you can't see it. So an experience is an object with consciousness. I am experiencing this book because the light is falling on it, my consciousness is seeing it. And that is how I experience. River Ganga. Notice from Gangotri Gomukhi to the ocean has one goal. I have to reach the ocean. Dear devotees, dear bhakta, you all are great and you're pursuing, practicing. What is our goal? Do we have truly an essence of joining that ocean? Many of you say, let it happen as and when it happens. I trust my God. No, where is the effort? If you just lie down in the bed and you say, I'm going to lie down and God is going to give me food. Notice you say, I'm not going to do any work. You are still doing work even if you lie down like an idle or a couch potato sitting in the thing and watching TV. You are breathing in and breathing out. That's karma. That's kriya yoga. You're doing it. Body is suffering away and going, deteriorating, aging. You know, this book I want to share with you all, it's something fantastic. This is the book called Vivekananda's Philosophy in the UNESCO, and the book called Vivekananda, the Turning Point. It's a powerful book, and in which page 600, page number 600, in which Frederick Mayer is giving a statement which is quoted over here. Frederick Mayer is the Director General of UNESCO, 1978. I stand corrected. 1987 till 1999. For 12 long years, he remained the Director General of UNESCO. And he's saying something which is worth sharing with you. I was so excited, my hair stood up. Vivekananda, in 1893, 11th September, gave a talk and brought the Vedanta to the world. People all over the world are coming to India to learn the Vedanta or Vedanta Center in all over their country, whether SRF through Paramahansa Yogananda Center, YSS in India, or the Vedanta Center and Ramakrishna Mission and Sardhamat all over the world. And there are many other centers, the Vedanta centers of many other disciplines. He took it to the Western world, the first as a prophet. And just see, he laid down some principles and he made this as the mission statement of the Ramakrishna Mission formed in 1st of May, 1897. 1st May, 1897, as given in this book. Frederick Mayer is saying, I am shocked that the principles which Vivekananda told almost 50 years before and made the missions of Ramakrishna Mission, or 1893 to the World Conference to the people, and 1945, okay, 1945, when the UNESCO formed with the world's top people, and Frederick Mayer was rejuvenating these objectives of UNESCO, has the same three principles. And the first principle is universality as one, and looking at everybody as one, no discrimination. Number two, take care of the destitutes and those who are poor and suffering. And number three, until and unless you know how to take care of the women folk of the country, of the world, no real thing can ever be created. Notice in India, we worship our mother. Durga Mata, Kali Mata, Vaishno Mata, Saraswati Mata, Lakshmi Mata. No. we worship in India are women folk. And see that divinity in them, see that Durga Mata in them. And this is that Frederick Mayer Vivekananda. You'll have this principles. So, first, universality of all religion and oneness in all. Second, objective which UNESCO has, which the same thing was there with Vivekananda. Take care of the destitutes and the poor. And the third is educate the women folk. That is I is the biggest selfish word. Instead of I take you, let me do for you. What can I do for you? Express the divinity within you through kindness, love, care, telling truth, purity. Vivekananda tells to the world, my mission in life can be put in a few words. It is to teach unto humanity their inner divinity, to teach all of you and me inner divinity within us, and how to manifest it in every moment of life. Very simple. Express the divinity from inside, manifest it in every action, telling truth. That divinity is within us and not somewhere else. Look within, divinize your life wherever you are. And with that, I would love to finish it and ask you last statement. It's a beautiful statement, dear devotees, dear listeners and audience. One monk is telling in Himalaya, please pay attention. Tum mano ya nahi mano. Whether you agree or don't agree. Tum jano ya nahi jano. Whether you know it or you don't know it. Tum hi Ram. You are that Ram, the God. Tat Tvam Asi. With that, I finish my presentation. If you have any question, please go ahead and ask. Any question? Okay. Any observations? Any comment? I would like to end it with one little story. There was one king. He was approached by a young man and he said, sir, I have got enormous power of creating a beautiful painting. Would you pay me adequately enough if I create that painting? I'll take 30 days to make it. The king was, as he was contemplating, he said, the boy said, just give me a wall. I will make that painting. You'll be proud. Your generations will be proud. He said, okay. As he said, the king said, okay. Another young man who was present there, he said, sir, your highness, please give me that wall just opposite that wall. I will make a same painting what he's going to do it, but without copying. I will not copy him. You put screen between the two of us. You put guards. 30 days later, I will produce that same painting with exact detail. King and everybody else was real amazed. He said, how? Intrigued. He said, okay, I grant you. And the guards observed and they were working at it. They were given that wall, two beautiful walls, one opposite the other. The first person kept on painting with lots of paint and brushes and things like that. And the other person had a little bit of water, a cleaning material, like, what you clean the wall with and things like that. He kept cleaning and cleaning. And everybody's wondering, when is he going to start copying and painting or making that thing? And 30 days are over. The first person goes to the king and he said, sir, please come and watch. So they all removed the first curtain. They went into and saw a beautiful painting. King was very pleased and he gave him 100 gold coin. lot of money. And he looked at the second artist. He said, "Where is yours?" He said, "Sir, remove the screen." He removed the screen and he looked at the wall of the second, and he said, "What is this?" The second guy said, "Sir, I have cleaned and cleaned and cleaned, and I've made this wall shine better than a platinum mirror. And it reflects the painting of the first artist exactly." What is the message in this? The king gave him double the money. He said, "Great thinking. You become minister of my organization." What is the great thinking? My message is what I got the message from the Vedanta. We have that beautiful painting of a perfect humanity, the divinity within. We have to cleanse our mind again and again and again. Chitta Shuddhi, Mano Shuddhi. And you will have a beautiful reflection of within, which is I am Atman Brahman for the world outside. Jai Guru. Om Akasha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Manaha Shanti, Chittaha Shanti, Agnyaya Shanti, Jalaspataya Shanti, Vayu Shanti, Gaur Shanti. Om Uttaradisha Shanti, Dakshinaya Shanti, Purvadisha Shanti, Paschimaya Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Guru.